Episode 1 of Risoli's Recipes for Success. My name is Jason Risoli. I have spent quite a few years in HR, and also I have a wife and 3 children. Wanted to put this together because over the years I've learned quite a few things. I felt like my life has come to a point where I want to give back to folks and be a mentor, not just at home, not just at work, but also to a greater population. And I felt a great way to do that would be putting together a podcast like this and sharing some of those things that I've learned and things that I believe in. I hope to keep these podcasts somewhat short, to 20 minutes or less, unless I have a guest on at some point. And completely, I'm open to questions from viewers if I eventually get some. But so what I want to talk about today are some of the guiding principles that I live by. And I've used these often in the workplace, but I also live by them at home. And, these are things that are near and dear important to me. And I think that they set a foundation within your life, or my life especially, of what to try and act like and be like. And I'll list them today. I might go into greater lengths at a future time. But with no further ado, let's get into it. So, number one, growing up, I was always told to treat others as you wish to be treated. So that is the golden rule. And my grandparents have instilled that into me, and something that I find near and dear. I have experiences at work where I was made fun of or told and ridiculed because I wasn't in a position of power. And I always realized I never wanted to treat someone like that. No matter what position I held in the company, everyone deserves to be treated as you wish to be treated. And the same goes outside of work as well. You don't want to have experiences where you're treating others as you don't wish to be treated. And I think there's a basis. I think this society would be a lot better off if everyone acted like that and just listened to the things that we should have learned as kindergartners or elementary school children. Second one is be a great team player who's passionate about one team, one shared vision approach. So you're like, well, that's really like business oriented, but it's not. Like, you have a family unit, right? And the family unit is the one team, all right? And you want to make sure that whatever that goal that team is putting out, whatever that goal that family's trying to accomplish, that everyone in the family, everyone on the team, whether it's a sports team or everyone on that work team, they know what the goal is. They know that they're there to work together to achieve that goal. There is no person that is a stronger contributor than the other. Again, all-star teams are made up of all-stars, right? But the sum of the team is greater than the individual that is on that team. And same goes for a familiar unit or a work team. You want to make sure, again, the team's cohesive, it's fluid, it respects one another, it works off of each other, it goes towards each other's strengths, okay? And they all have that shared vision of what success is or what that goal is for the team. And the goals don't have to be anything that's a great thing. It might be a daily goal, it might be a weekly goal, it might be a long-term goal. But again, the goal is to make sure that you're accomplishing and doing it together to build the team's morale, to build the team's cohesion, to make sure that the team is there to love each other, support each other. Practice servant leadership is the third thing. I always try and make sure that, again, going back to almost like the golden rule, I'm there and I'm not any better than anybody else. Okay, so I mean, making sure that I'm willing to get in the weeds myself. Anything that I ask somebody to do, I'm willing to do that myself. I always make sure that that I would never ask anybody to do anything that was unsafe, right? Because most likely I would probably not want that to be done onto me. So making sure that you're practicing servant leadership, you're understanding what those around you that you're asking to do, how to do it, mentoring them on how to do something safely, mentoring them on how to do something quickly, mentoring them on how to do something uh, productively and getting gratification and doing it in a smooth and successful manner. This thing is something that my father brought up, and he's always known for these Tonyisms or Papa-isms, as we would call him, Papa. So he goes by Papa Risoli. It's the 5 P's, and actually it used to be 6 P's, but in case there is kids watching, I'll exclude one of them. But I use the 5 P's, and that is proper preparation prevents poor performance. And that's pretty much just what it means, is making sure that you are prepared for the obstacle that you're trying to accomplish. That you are able to go and set out to try and achieve something, and making sure that you're prepared to achieve that. Making sure that if you're going to run a marathon, you've prepared for that. Making sure that if you're going to cook dinner, you're prepared for that. Making sure if you're going to become a CEO of the company, making sure that you are prepared for that. So again, if you want to drive a boat and learn how to drive a boat, making sure that you're prepared to do so. Go on a hike, making sure that you're prepared. So again, not getting caught by being unprepared. How to give a speech. How I am giving my first podcast, making sure I have an outline and I am prepared. So everything in life is making sure that you are prepared, and that preparation will prevent poor performance or a poor outcome, or an outcome that you did not have planned or is not desirable. So the next one leads me, I talked to my father, now it's my brother. The work smart, not hard. And like, oh, okay, everyone knew that. Well, yes, but my brother's the one who repeated it often, and it stuck with me. So he quite often, when he was working in a career and in a corporate environment, he always told me, work smart, not hard. And I've tried to do that same thing. I've tried to be creative. I've tried to make sure that I streamline and I'm efficient. I try and think of things to do, okay, and ways to go about life that could be easier done, more easily done. So I like to do things that are innovative and fun at the same time. So making sure that you're not just working hard. And yes, life is hard. Accomplishing things in life are hard, okay? But try to do it in a smart manner. Try and prepare yourself such that you're able to accomplish these things, okay, the most efficiently. And lastly, ultimately, the most important thing that I always traditionally believe in, and that's the meaning of life. And when I think about the meaning of life, I think about people around me being happy. And I always wanted to try and do that. When I was younger, when I was in my, heyday years of going out and being around friends and in restaurants and, going out to hang out and have fun after hours, after work and so forth, and even at work, live life happily, joyfully. Try to make sure that you're a positive image. Positive people breathe other positive people. All right. Being positive, being around people that are positive is what life is really about. Making sure that things that you do, ways that you act, you don't know who's looking. Okay. Setting the right example, when we'll talk about that on another podcast. But making sure that you are living in a positive manner is ultimately what drives positivity around you. Setting yourself up for success again, right? Setting yourself up for good experiences. So be the first one to smile. Be the first one to say hello. Be the first one to extend the hand, to shake somebody's hand. Go in for, when you see somebody, feel free, as long as it's okay with them, give them a hug, right? Breed positivity, and you will see that in return. So again, live life happily, because we all get 24 hours a day. We all get one chance at life. There is no reset, undo button or anything like that. So live each day to the fullest. and make sure that you're trying to do the same with people that surrounding you. So again, I like I mentioned, I want to try and keep these recordings to a 20-minute or less. That was the episode 1 that talks about my guiding principles. Love to have questions to field. Love to have topics that you'd like me to talk about. Otherwise, I have a slew of things, that I've learned and listened to, things that I try and live every day, ways that I try and live, things I try and eat, exercises that I try and do, mentoring approaches, life approaches, parenting approaches. It's all on the table. Like, I want to talk about it all. I want to make sure that everyone sees it, hears it, understands it, questions it, comments on it. So please follow along at Jason Risoli, on YouTube at Jason Risoli, at Facebook at Jason Risoli, on Twitter at Jason Risoli, on Reddit at Jason Risoli, on LinkedIn. So I try and get on a bunch of these things, and I'll push them out all over the place, the social medias. But comment, and I'll be posting these as often as I can. All right. So thank you so much. I hope you have a good rest of your afternoon or evening or morning, wherever you are. And I will talk to you next time. Have a great day.